The Dragon Age series has some of the most beloved companion characters in all of RPGs, and today, we're going to kill them all. Well, at least the ones that don't have plot armor. What's up everyone, Big Dan here. I make terrible decisions in RPGs like Mass Effect, Cyberpunk, and Dragon Age, and in this video, we're going to explore every way your companions can die in Dragon Age Origins, DA2, and Inquisition. So buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and maybe some tissues, because this is going to be an emotional roller coaster. Excluding random prologue characters, Alistair is the first ever companion we will encounter in the Dragon Age series, and there are several different points in the franchise where our royal bastard buddy can bite the dust. The first occurs during the Landsmeet in Dragon Age Origins. If we decide to put Honora on the throne, her first decision as queen will be to call for Alistair's execution. Now we can easily prevent this by simply saying, "Come on, bruh." But if we're a truly heartless bastard, we can just let our homie go down for the cause.
I'm leaving.
I'm afraid it's not so simple as that, Alistair.
You already got what you wanted. Your murdering father gets a place amongst the Grey Wardens. What else could you want from me?
Your life, unfortunately. So long as you live, rebellions can be raised in your name. Our land cannot endure another civil war. I must call for your execution.
Did someone replace my fellow Grey Warden with a pit viper when I wasn't looking? What happened to you? Can you hear yourself? I'm going to be thrown on the pyre along with Duncan and all the others, am I? Nothing I did counts for anything? Really? And here I was thinking how you left me no choice at all.
Guards, take him away, please.
But even if Alistair survives the Landsmeet, he's not out of the woods yet, because we still need a valiant Grey Warden to slay the Archdemon at the end of the game. The act itself is fatal, because the Grey Warden absorbs the Archdemon's soul, causing them to internally combust. Or something like that. I'm not actually sure how it specifically works, but they die. That's the important part. If you reject Morrigan's dark gift before the final battle in Denerim, and Alistair is still in your party, then either he or the hero of Ferelden will sacrifice their life to kill the Archdemon. There is one more opportunity for Alistair to die later in the franchise. If you didn't put Alistair on the throne, and he managed to survive the events of Origins, then he will return in Dragon Age Inquisition as a Grey Warden living in a cave down by the river.
You're living in a van down by the river!
After confronting the Tevinter Magister with bad facial hair at Adamant Fortress, your party will get thrown into the Fade. At the end of this section, a gigantic fear demon will block your only means to escape this spirit-filled hellscape. At this point, Alistair and Hawke will both offer to distract the demon while your group escapes. If you decide to let Alistair stay back, then he will presumably die in the Fade.
No, you were right. The Wardens caused this mess. A Warden must...
A Warden must help them rebuild. That's your job. Corypheus is mine. Alistair.
Right. Good luck. I'll keep it off you. For the Wardens!
But this is Dragon Age after all, a series notorious for reviving dead characters. And considering that Alistair dies off-screen here, I wouldn't be surprised if the sacrificed character makes a return in a future game. We might as well mention Daveth and Jory, two redshirt companions who fail to survive the joining. Daveth kicks the bucket drinking that scissor, and Jory gets cold feet, prompting Duncan to take action to prevent Grey Warden's secrets from leaving the group. The Wardens are kinda like the Mafia. The only way out is in a box.
Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No, you ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I am sorry.
Morrigan is our sassy, socially awkward witch homegirl. But what she lacks in social awareness, she makes up for in side cleavage. And apparently plot armor as well. There is no way to get Morrigan killed at any point in the Dragon Age series, but you can damn well try. During the Witch Hunt DLC, there is an option to attack Morrigan at the end of the campaign, causing the Grey Warden to plunge a knife in her gut.
Now, do we part? Or do you still seek my life?
But Morrigan will inevitably survive this encounter and return in Dragon Age Inquisition good as new. Sten is the first Qunari character we ever meet in the Dragon Age series, and he also has a ridiculous amount of plot armor. Once you recruit Sten into your party, there is no point in the story where he can die. He will even attack the hero of Ferelden if you bring him along on the Haven questline, but after the battle is done, he's just like, "Are we good, bro?"
I was wrong. You are strong enough. What now? Lead. I will follow.
However, you can decide to leave Sten in his cage in Lothering. At some point in Origins, the town gets completely overrun and destroyed by Darkspawn, so it's kind of just assumed that Sten will die in this attack if he's still locked up. But he doesn't have an on-screen death or anything like that, so who knows? All I got to say at this point is, free my boy! Compared to all other characters in the Dragon Age franchise, Leliana has one of the strangest brushes with death. It's not so much her death itself, but what happens afterwards that gets really bizarre. Let me explain. During your quest to find the Urn of Sacred Ashes, the Grey Warden will be confronted with a group of dragon cultists who have taken over the town of Haven. The cultists ask you to corrupt the Urn of Sacred Ashes by dumping a vial of dragon's blood into the urn. I'm not sure why you would agree to this, but it's certainly an option, and if you destroy Andraste's ashes, then Leliana will become hostile.
No!
The ashes!
I knew I'd regret letting you go through with this.
You fiend! Juster, how dare you? I will not let you simply walk away from what you've done.
This most grievous of sins cannot go unpunished. Andraste must be avenged.
Here's where things start to get a bit funny though. Because this was such an edge case decision, and because Leliana was such a beloved character, the writers decided to keep her in the story in future games. She makes an appearance in the final cutscene of Dragon Age 2, as well as a quick conversation during Sebastian's DLC quest, at which point you can even ask her about her supposed demise.
Sister Leliana? From Lothering? But I heard you died.
The Maker knew it was not my time. There is more for me to do in this world.
Leliana goes on to play a much bigger role in Dragon Age Inquisition as your organization's spy master. And early on in the game, she will talk about how she survived the Warden's betrayal back in Origins.
I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. Once I was sure I died. I did die. Who else but the Maker could have resurrected me? But if he didn't save me to help the Divine, then why? Why am I still alive?
Wait, you died?
It was right there at the temple by the urn of sacred ashes. We found the urn, proved the legends were true, but the hero of Ferelden corrupted them. And all I wanted at that moment was vengeance. It was a fight I couldn't win. But I didn't care. And the hero struck me down. I awoke later in agony. The ashes were gone. I can't explain how I survived.
You can't have been raised from the dead. That's absolutely... just... no.
Believe what you want. I'm still here.
Coincidentally, the town of Haven, where the Grey Warden killed Leliana, is the same location as the Inquisition's first base of operations before Skyhold. So this conversation takes place not far from where Leliana got murked in Origins. But how did Leliana survive the Warden's kill and blow? Well, we get more information in the Trespasser DLC. Apparently, Leliana was a ghost, and she just fades out of existence at the end of the DLC. You can't make this shit up, bro. Wynne is the boomer mage lady who joins our party during the Broken Circle quest in Origins, and we can actually kill her at a bunch of different points in the game. Shortly after entering the Circle Tower, we'll discover her protecting a group of mages and children from the abominations and blood mages who conquered the tower. If we insist on purging the entire tower of all mages in this first conversation, then she will become immediately hostile, forcing us to kill her. Morrigan's reaction here is priceless, by the way.
Save her. Save them all from this half-life.
Your advisor is an apostate. You are more dangerous than I imagined, and you will enter this tower over my dead body.
We will give you your wish, old woman.
But even if we spare her here, she's not out of the woods yet, because later on in the quest, we'll run into Cullen, a trapped Templar who tries to convince us to slaughter all the mages left in the tower just to be safe. If we decide to go along with Cullen's plan, then Wynne will turn on you.
You must kill everyone up there.
Sounds good, dude.
Well, 1 second here. I sense that things are going quickly downhill.
I cannot let you harm them. I am sorry we could not agree. And I am sorry that I must stop you.
I love how Alistair yells out, "For the Grey Wardens!" while bashing in this old lady's skull. It's like, chill, Alistair, chill. Much like Leliana, Wynne will also turn against you if you poison the Urn of Sacred Ashes.
No! What have you done?
The ashes!
You fiend! I thought you were a person I was proud to stand beside. I was wrong, and I will not let you get away with this.
Nor I.
As far as I know, Wynne's only other appearance in Dragon Age happens during the Awakening DLC, where you meet her for a quick conversation in Amaranthine. But if you killed Wynne during the base game, she will not appear in Awakening, so I assume she actually stays dead, unlike Leliana. Oghren, our drunken dwarven warrior buddy, takes a different turn, however. If you manage to get a -100 reputation with Oghren, then you can provoke him into mortal combat in your party camp. The 1v1 fight is actually pretty difficult, and he killed me multiple times until I decided to unequip all his gear before the fight. So that's why Oghren isn't wearing any clothes during this cutscene.
That's it. I've had it. If saving the surface means working for someone like you, I say let the sodding world burn. Oh, you've a real mouth on you, huh? Lift your weapon, Warden, and pray for a painless death. No, I'm done.
Unlike Wynne, Oghren will return in the Awakening DLC even if he was killed in the base game. And interestingly, there is some unique dialogue to address this rare outcome.
Aha, there you are. When these Darkspawn showed up, I thought, just you wait until the new commander gets here and you'll all be spitting teeth out of your arses. Followed the screaming, and sure enough, here you are. Good on ya. What? That's no way to greet an old friend. Aren't I dead indeed? Hey, wait a minute. A few months ago, I woke up with a splitting headache without a shred of clothing to cover my glory. Couldn't remember a thing. Thought, hey, it must be Tuesday. But it was you. You tried to kill me. Nice try. Didn't stick. Came here thinking I might try my hand at becoming a bona fide Grey Warden.
Our devious Coomer assassin friend Zevran can give up the ghost on 3 separate occasions in Dragon Age Origins. He tries to kill us during our first encounter, so the first opportunity to end him permanently is at the end of the fight. Once he joins our party, we can give him the Oghren treatment by lowering his reputation to -100. In this case, he will offer to leave your group permanently, but you can choose to make him leave the mortal realm instead.
As I see it, we have 2 options before us. Either you kill me, as you could have done when you caught me, or you recognize that we are incompatible and allow me to leave peacefully. What is it to be? Then let's hope I've learned a thing or two about you, huh? Time for a rematch.
Finally, if we maintain a low reputation with Zevran, then he will betray us and rejoin the Antivan Crows once we return to Denerim for the Landsmeet.
Is that so? Well, here I am, in the flesh.
You can return with me, Zevran. I know why you did this, and I don't blame you. It's not too late. Come back and we'll make up a story. Anyone can make a mistake.
That's true. You would need to be dead.
Now there is the Zevran I remember.
I am no fool, old friend. You know me too well. I'm glad it was you who came, Taliesin. This makes things easier. As for you, Grey Warden, let us see if this second time is the charm, huh?
Couldn't you?
Due to a bug in the save file import process, Zevran will often return in Dragon Age 2 even if he died in Origins. After the first game, there are no places in the story where Zevran can die, although there are options to sleep with him, which is not surprising considering he's a horny bastard. Shale, the Golem, is a DLC companion we can recruit in Origins, and if you bring her along for the Orzammar main questline, she can potentially turn hostile on you at the end of the quest. If you decide to bring her along and side with Branka against Caradon, then Shale will rush to the defense of her former master, forcing you to kill her.
I cannot allow you to do this, stranger. To me, golems, defend the anvil, whatever the cost!
I cannot be party to this. Caradon, I am yours to command.
Dog lovers are gonna hate this next one. Dog, aka Barkspawn, can potentially die before you even recruit him at the beginning of the game. When talking to the Kennel Master in Ostagar, he will give you a quest to gather healing herbs to cure Dog of Darkspawn taint. However, if you're a truly evil bastard, you can actually execute the dog instead of searching for a cure. Thankfully, the screen just fades to black so we don't have to watch it. Our final casualty of Dragon Age Origins is Loghain. Now, given the way Alistair has a complete meltdown at the mere mention of sparing Loghain,
I will not stand next to him as a brother. I won't!
He's ulting! Yeah, considering Alistair, most players will execute Loghain during the Landsmeet. However, if you don't acquiesce to Alistair's mauling, then Loghain will join the Grey Wardens and become a companion for the remainder of Origins. Much like Alistair and the Grey Warden, Loghain can potentially die slaying the Archdemon. I don't recommend taking this route, primarily because trying to convince Loghain to accept Morrigan's dark gift is one of the funniest conversations I've ever seen in these games.
Why did the witch not come and speak to me of this herself? You're joking. You are joking, I hope. I see that you're not. I suppose I should not underestimate your capacity to take the bizarre approach when required. Just what is this ritual supposed to accomplish? Ah, that makes sense. I can see why you might think that important. What kind of magic is this? I've never heard of such a rite. Sounds like nothing the Circle has ever spoken of. I see, so simply do as I'm told by my superior Grey Warden. That is what you would have me do? Simply agree? Based on what you've told me? It's madness. If you wish me to do this thing, you must order me to do so. And I am bound to obey you. Truth be told, I've done far worse in the name of duty.
This whole scenario is just so ridiculous and funny to me. If Loghain remains in the Wardens and survives the ending of Origins, he will make a return appearance in Dragon Age Inquisition. And much like Hawke, Alistair, and Shroud, Loghain can potentially die when your group gets trapped in the Fade.
We need to clear a path!
Go! I'll cover you.
No, you were right. The Warden's made this mistake. A Warden must...
A Warden must help them rebuild. That's your job. Corypheus is mine. Loghain.
Fight well. You will not die while I draw breath. For the Warden!
Now that the base game of Origins is done and dusted, let's move on to the Awakening expansion. Awakening introduces a cornucopia of new companions and one returning buddy in the form of Oghren. Every companion can technically die defending Vigil's Keep depending on your choices at the end of the DLC. But not every character has an on-screen death in the Awakening expansion. Oghren can be rejected from joining the Wardens, Anders can get turned over to the Templars, but none of these characters can die in front of our eyes. However, the same cannot be said for Velanna, the broody elf mage we can recruit in the Wending Wood. She is initially hostile to the player, believing that humans had killed her kin. but upon revealing the truth, you'll have the option to recruit her. However, the Grey Warden can decide to put her down instead.
Why are you still here? I told you to stay away from me! I warned you! This place is not for you! They deserved everything I've done to them. They brought this on themselves, just as you have! You will never take me alive.
Mahri is a short-lived companion in the Awakening expansion. After resolving the crisis in Vigil's Keep at the beginning of the DLC, Mahri drops dead during her joining.
From this moment forth, Mahri, you are a Grey Warden.
I have awaited this moment.
I am sorry, Mahri. May the Maker watch over you now.
The Warden also has the option to kill Nathaniel Howe, son of Rendon, a Loghain co-conspirator and minor villain from the base game. Nathaniel gets caught and imprisoned by the Grey Wardens, who catch him stealing goods out of Vigil's Keep. The Keep was the former home of the Howe family, so Nathaniel was just trying to retrieve some personal possessions. Well, I guess he did technically want to take revenge initially, but decided against it when he arrived at the Keep. Anyhow, at this point, the Warden can decide to recruit Nathaniel, let him loose, or execute him on charges of petty larceny.
I see you've spoken to our guest. Quite the handful, isn't he? Have you decided what's to be done with him? The Commander of the Grey has ruled. You have been sentenced to death on this, the 17th of Ferventis, in the 31st year of the Dragon Age. Have you anything to say before the sentence is carried out?
Do your worst.
Then you'll come with me. No funny business either, or it'll be something a lot worse than hanging.
It's also possible to kill Nathaniel Howe after freeing him from prison.
I want to talk to you. Don't look now, but I think the birds come flying back.
Careful. This one might just go all Zevran on you.
You set me free. Just let me go. Despite what I said or what I might do. I want to know why. I see. Take me with you. Make me a Grey Warden. I almost can't believe I'm asking, but I am serious. I have nowhere to go. I fully expected to die in there. Maybe I even wanted to. But you let me go. Make me a Grey Warden. Let me try, please. You probably shouldn't. I have to try. I have to do something. So you're a coward then? Too frightened to let an enemy join your precious order? Just as I thought. Let's end it then.
I am the might of
Sigrun Justice will also become hostile against you if you decide to go along with the Architect's plan at the end of the expansion, forcing you to kill them.
Help me kill the Mother, and after it is done, I will leave to continue my work.
No! No! This is a monster! I can't let you do this! No. You're not a Grey Warden. A Grey Warden would never do this.
The Darkspawn slaughtered my friends and reduced the Dwarven Empire to dust. They deserve to be destroyed. All of them.
I stand with Sigrun. We must strive for what is right. This is not. I am sorry, but justice must be done.
Why aren't you dead yet?
Shall be done.
This is all too much! Time to die! To battle! Excellent! This is all too much!
I am sorry it had to come to this. I hope that the peace we achieve will be worth your loss.
At the end of the expansion, you will be faced with a major choice. Save the town of Amaranthine, or return to Vigil's Keep to fight off a Darkspawn attack. You won't have enough time to achieve both. However, if you fully upgraded Vigil's Keep, then the Keep will still survive even if you save Amaranthine instead. But what if you didn't upgrade the Keep? Well, in that case, you will get an end slide that explains any companions you left behind were killed during the Darkspawn attack on Vigil's Keep. So while there is no on-screen death sequence, any of your companions can technically die at the end of the DLC. However, the writers will circumvent this death for Anders specifically. If Anders was left behind in the not upgraded Vigil's Keep, but Nathaniel Howe survived Awakening, then there is some unique dialogue with him and Anders in DA2. Apparently, when the Darkspawn attacked Vigil's Keep, Anders said, "Fuck that noise," and bailed out on the rest of the Wardens.
And... Anders! Making friends as always, I see. You died. I saw the body, the arrow in the neck. Perfect. If you come across any Templars or, Grey Wardens who might want me back, tell them exactly that.
Anders, is there something you're not telling me? About being dead?
When Vigil's Keep fell to the Darkspawn, I left. Unheroic, I know. But your body... Let me guess. Badly burned, in robes. Do all mages look the same to you?
I can see this is an argument I will not win.
Damn, that plot armor thick, though. As we progress through the Dragon Age series, there are less opportunities for your companions to die. The plot armor thickens, if you will. So right off the bat, we can exclude the following characters. Varric, Aveline, Isabella, and Sebastian cannot die under any circumstances in Dragon Age 2. Aveline will leave your party if you back the mages and have a poor reputation with her. Varric is ride or die, likely owing to his role as the game's unreliable narrator. Sebastian will leave if you spare Anders, and Isabella can either leave your party or get turned over to the Kunari, depending on your choices. But none of these characters can die. The rest, however, are a different story. Anders is the most obvious choice, and there are two different points he can die during the game's finale. After nuking the Chantry and declaring all-out war on the Templars, Hawke will have the option to execute Anders for his crimes.
Whatever you do, just do it.
You have to pay for what you've done.
I know. The sooner I die, the sooner my name lives on to inspire generations.
However, if you decide to free Anders instead, and fight alongside the Templars, then Anders will return and try to stop you near the end of the final mission.
I thought you would come to your senses. You're a mage and an apostate. But I suppose that never stopped anyone from being a fool.
I don't suppose reminding you of the good times we had would help.
Will it change your mind? I tried to work with you, Hawke, but we both knew it would come to this.
Other characters can turn on you as well based on your choices. In the case of Merrill, if you have a bad reputation with her and you side with the Templars, then you'll end up killing her before you reach Orsino.
I must admit, I was hoping it would be the Knight Commander that killed me. Not you.
I'm pretty sure Meredith wouldn't offer to spare you.
If I leave these mages to die, or I help you kill them, what then? Magic can't be made safe, and it can't be destroyed. Fear makes men more dangerous than magic ever could. But we were never friends, and this argument is pointless. Let it end.
Fenris will betray you if you have a poor reputation with him and you side with the mages. Who could have possibly seen this coming? I mean, the guy only ranted about mages for the entire game.
Look at them. Backed into a corner, they show their true colors. Why you're defending them, I'll never know. This is an old story that always ends the same way.
You know what happens to the sidekick in those stories?
And you're the valiant hero? Saving the poor, oppressed blood mages? You die or I die. Either way, the story's done.
Carver can die at 2 different points in the story. Only one of Hawke's siblings will survive the prologue section where you escape Lothering. This is determined by Hawke's starting class. If you choose a warrior or rogue, then Carver will get killed by a Darkspawn ogre in the beginning.
You soulless bastards!
Carver, wake up. The battle's over. We're fine.
I'm sorry, Mistress. Your son is gone.
No, these things will not take Carver.
Carver gave himself to save us.
I don't want a hero. I want my son. How could you let him charge off like that? Your little brother. My little boy.
Mother, we can't stay here. Carver wouldn't want his sacrifice to be meaningless.
Allow me to commend your son's soul to the Maker, Mistress. Ashes we were, and ashes we become. Maker, give this young man a place at your side. Let us take comfort in the peace he has found in eternity.
I will never forget you, Carver.
Carver can also die during the Deep Roads expedition if you bring him along as one of your companions. Now, it is possible to save him if you also bring Anders along, since he will open up the option to have Carver recruited into the Grey Wardens. Otherwise, he'll succumb to the taint if you didn't leave him back in Kirkwall.
It's Carver!
Oh, Maker, no.
It's the Blight, isn't it? Just like that Templar, Wesley. I'll be just as dead. It's just you now. Take care of Mother.
Carver isn't with you.
No.
Is he coming back?
I'm sorry, Mother.
Much like Carver, Bethany can also die at the beginning of the game or in the Deep Roads, but a much more sinister death awaits her at the end of the game. If you side with the Templars, Hawke will have the option to put his sister down after Meredith calls for the rite of annulment.
I can't believe it. How could you do this?
Such is the curse that you carry, difficult as it may be to accept.
Your insanity drove him to this.
I will not argue with you, Mage. My purpose here is clear.
And I'm just one more abomination to be dealt with. Yes, I see what comes next.
Do what you have to, Meredith.
I hope this was all worth it, brother.
It is over. I will make sure the keep is secure. Meet me in the courtyard, champion.
We'd best get out before they lock the doors.
There are 9 companions in Dragon Age Inquisition, but only 2 of them can die. And one of those deaths is off screen, so yeah, this is gonna be pretty quick. Let's start off with Blackwall, aka Tom Rainier. Partway through the game, Blackwall is exposed as a fraud who got away with murder by taking on another man's name. Wrecked by guilt that one of his former comrades is about to go down for his crimes, Blackwall turns himself in to Orlesian authorities, awaiting execution in a Val Royeaux prison. We have the option to leverage the Inquisition's power to get him out of the slammer, or we can leave him to rot and presumably get executed.
This is what I am. A murderer, a traitor, a monster.
Monster? You flatter yourself. Look at you. You're nothing.
Blackwall. Rainier has accepted his fate, but you don't have to. We have resources. If he's released to us, you may pass judgment on him yourself.
Let him rot.
But there is only one companion character who gets an on-screen death in Dragon Age Inquisition, and unfortunately, it's my favorite character, Iron Bull. He can bite the dust during the Trespasser DLC if you made a specific choice in the base game. If you decided to sacrifice Bull's chargers during his personal quest, and he is in your party when you track down the Qunari dragon, then Iron Bull will betray you and side with the Qunari.
Hisrat, now, please! Venekatas!
Understood, ma'am. Change of plans. Nothing personal. Boss.
So there you have it. We've explored every way your companions can die in the Dragon Age series. It's a bit brutal, isn't it? Although not quite as extreme as Mass Effect, given all the plot armor in the later games. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Dragon Age and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.